Elizabeth. Welcome to Lyme Essential Beauty, where Lyme disease awareness, essential oils, and beauty all come together. Today's video is going to focus on a question. The question is about eyeshadow palettes, and it is when you see a palette that you really love, you love the colors in it, you love the combination of colors, and you really want to buy it, but you're not sure what looks you would do with it, or it's with a palette that you already have that you only use a couple colors. And so I am here to do two different looks with a palette that I have. The palette that I'm going to be using today is the pretty Vulgar Nightingale eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like inside right here. If you like the idea for this video, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a video. I guess it may be pretty obvious I already have my face done and my eyebrows done. I didn't want to keep everyone here all day. It takes me forever to do my brows. When I do the look, I'm going to do my left eye and I'm going to do my right eye off camera. My favorite thing to use to prime my eyes is the MAC paint pot in the color Painterly. I'm going to go ahead and go in to my first color, which is going to be Nocturnal right here, and I'm just going to use a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to apply that all over the lid to set the primer. With another fluffy blending brush, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go into Hide and Seek right here, and I'm just going to tap, and then in circular motions I am going to apply that to my crease and higher, patting it in underneath where the bone stops and indents. I have hooded eyes, and with that, when I open my eyes, my eyelid will cover the crease, and so if I don't go a little higher, you won't see the shadow. And I am just going to blend that out. And because I forgot to a minute ago, I'm going to go ahead and bring you all in closer. I find that focusing on the transition shade allows the other colors to blend a lot easier, and it also gives me a guide for placement. I'm going to go back in with that original brush that we used the Nocturnal on, and I am just going to blend out the top of this transition shade so there are no harsh lines. Now I'm just going to go in again with the Hide and Seek and just blend that into the crease a little better so that the color is uniform throughout, so that when I put the other shades on, those can be uniform also. I'm going to take a smaller blending brush and I'm going to go into the color Flip Out, which is right here. I'm just going to dab that in a few times, tap off the excess, and go ahead and just apply that to the outer corner and also pack it in under that bone. And I am just going to dab this on at the beginning, and then I will blend it out. I will look up and look in the mirror to make sure that I can see the color when my eyes are open. Now I'm going to take a crease brush, which is a smaller, denser brush, and I am going to go into the color Swoop, which is right here, and I'm just going to tap some color on there, tap as much excess off as I can, and then I'm just going to go in circular motions on the outer corner of the eye, just to darken that area up a little bit more. And then I'm going to go into my crease, and I am only going to go in until I hit about the middle of my pupil. Sure that that is also blended. Now we're going to work on the eyelid. I'm going to take a flat, dense brush And I am going to go into the color I Spy, and I'm just going to sweep my brush across in just that one color. And I'm going to put that on the, I would say middle third of my eye. I'm just going to take that darker color and just blend that in a little more. We're going to take another another small packing brush, and I'm going to go into the color Pillow Fight right here, and I'm going to put that on the inner 1/3 of my lid. And then I'm going to go over with Clutch right here with that same brush and just kind of hit over top just to blend the I Spy in with the Pillow Fight. I am now going to take a pencil defining brush. I'm going to go into Pillow Fight right here. I'm just going in with that dry, and I am going to just highlight the brow bone. I am going in with the lightest hand at first, and then I can build that up right under that arch area. With that same precision brush, I'm going to go into Break Free, and I'm going to use that on the inner corner of my eye. Actually, I'm going to take a different precision brush. I'm going to dip back into Break Free, and I'm going to spray it with my setting spray, and that should brighten up that area just a little bit more. Yeah. Now for the under eye, I am going to use essentially the same colors in the same order that I used above. This is the transition shade brush, which is Hide and Seek. I'm just going to go in with a little and just buff that out. I'm going to go in with the smaller crease brush and go to the middle color, which was Flip Out. A little bit of a darker brown. And then finally, with the crease brush that I originally used, I'm going to go in to Swoop right here and just go close to the lash line. The left eye is complete. I'm going to go ahead and do the right eye, and I will be right back. As you can see, I finished up on the right eye. Now it's time for liner. Two things that I'm going to do. One thing that was very intimidating to me at first was tight lining, which is where you use eyeliner and you line the inside of the top of your eyelid. And so I cannot look when I do this, but I do it by feel, and I do it before I put on my mascara. So you just take your liner, put it along the edge, and just run it along. And I'm using black for this. You can see the difference in the two. Do that to the other eye. Now it's time for the liner on the eyelid. I will be using this BH Cosmetics brush. This is a liner brush. I really like it because of the curved end. I like to go in with a shadow as my liner. Sometimes I stick with the shadow. It gives me a softer line if that's what I'm looking for. The darkest color we used was Swoop. I'm going to go ahead and go in with Swoop first. This is also a nice little way to do your liner. I found that the eyeshadow is a little more forgiving for my eyes. I'm also going to use the shadow as my line for my wing. Okay, here we go. This is also a little more forgiving than just going in with a liquid liner. We have the line. I'm just going to go over it one more time. And then I'm going to go ahead and wing her out. And that is a nice little way to do a wing. I like the softness of the shadow, so I am gonna go in with All Nighter, which is this darker shade. And I will put up swatches of the shadows so you can see them. Oops. See? Now, if I was using liquid liner, I would probably be like, oh no, oh no, oh no. But now, if it is just a little too much, I can just go in here, just blend her into the rest, and then just recreate that sharp line. And voila! You have a pretty risk-free liner. Wing liner look going. Now the key for me will be if I can get the other side to matte. That is the, oh, I hope everyone can see. So this, without the lashes, is the finished look. I think it looks good. If you just want to use mascara, you could put on another coat and just head out the door and be done. So I'm going to go ahead and line and put mascara on my right eye, and then we'll be back for lashes. Okay, I am not only done with this right eye, but I've also gone ahead and popped on a pair of the Lioness lashes by Nubounsom. Okay, here we go. The final look. This is look number 1 with this palette. So I'm not going to say goodbye right now because I will be adding in look number 2. Everyone, I'm back. Welcome to the second part of the video. In this part, we're going to do our second look using the pretty Vulgar Nightingale eyeshadow palette. And in this look, we are going to be using the colors that we didn't use in the first one. We will be focusing on Dark Side, Silver Spoon, After Midnight, and All Nighter. We will also be incorporating a lot of the other colors too. So let's get started on this second look. Like we did on the first look, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. Now that I have my base down, I'm going to go ahead and scoot you guys in, and we are going to get started with the fun stuff. Okay, change of plans. I know I said that I was going to do my left eye first and then my right eye off camera. Well, I did the look on my left eye. I didn't like it at all. So I took it off. And so finally, I went to the right eye, did this look, really like it. So we're going to go back to the left eye now. So you can kind of see where we're going. And now I'm going to recreate it on this eye. We are going in with Hide and Seek. Right here is our transition color. It is already on my brush. So what I'm going to do to avoid getting too much product on my eye is I'm just going to start with whatever is on the brush. However little, however much is there. And then I'm basically going to use that as my first pass at the transition shade. Next color. We are going to go into Flip Out right here. And I still have some on the brush. So I am again going to do the same thing I did with the transition shade and not get impatient and dip back in, but I'm going to just use this until it runs out. After Midnight, Dark Side. I'm going to combine these two together and use those on my outer corner and crease. So I'm just going to tap into each one, and I'm not as worried about having too much pigment on this one because I want this to be darker, and I can just lightly tap it. This is a e.l.f. crease brush, and so I can just lightly go into where I want, and it doesn't always leave a ton of pigment. So I don't have to be as careful of how much product, of dipping into the product as much with the denser brush. Just keep going back and forth with the colors and blending as I go, just to give this the look that I want. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to use this small flat tip brush and go into All Nighter right here, which is a black, and I'm just going to lightly tap off the excess, and I'm going to go into the very outer corner here, and I'm just going to lightly put some black on there. And then I'm going to go into the crease again, just to give this area some extra definition. Okay, not a lot. Okay, I'm back. Here is the final second look from the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale eyeshadow palette. And I put on the same Nubounsom Lioness lashes, and I am loving this look. Okay, so here we go. From a distance, the final look. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want me to do more videos like this with different palettes, just leave it in the comments below. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Click that little bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time I upload a video. And thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.